All right, gentlemen, let's talk some hoops. The All-Star break ends tonight. We are at the midway point of the season, though obviously we're more than half the games are played, but the unofficial midway point of the NBA season. And SGA is the favorite, about a 2-1 favorite, to be MVP again. And the odds makers would tell you that it is a two-man race. Cade Cunningham at 14-1. Detroit has the inside track for the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Wemby at 35-1. But remember, you have to play at least 65 games in order to qualify for postseason awards. And Joker, again, at 3-1, is averaging a triple-double. But he's missed 16 games already this year with the knee injury. Those odds feel about right to everybody? Like, where would you place your? Would you lay it 2-1 with SGA? 3-1 on the Joker? A gambling man? Anybody?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a gambling man, but I would. SGA is the front runner.
All right. Well, so let's apply the old eye test.
Oh, here we go.
I will tell you who actually is the first half MVP. We're going to do this looking backwards before I tell you who I think will actually win. Because those odds are a projection for forward, but the first half MVP will apply the eye test to it. I see the league, of course, very clearly. So if we could, get the bottom row up there, please. Jaylen Brown, Victor Wembanyama, and Luka Doncic deserve to be in this conversation. Now, Luka, he leads the league in scoring. He's third in assists, and he's fourth in made threes. He has simply been one of the best offensive players in the sport. He is back to form, in shape, Luka, all of the things that we talked about this offseason. It is his team. He has been dominant. Victor Wembanyama is the best defensive player in basketball.
Facts.
Like he leads in blocks. He's fourth in rebounds. And one thing I love about the eye test, it's the blend of the stats and actually watching the games. Teams just dribble in, and then they hit the abort. Like
As they should.
They're like, never mind.
They get sped out.
As they should.
I've never seen more NBA teams dribble away from the basket than I do when I watch the Spurs play. It's the damnedest thing in the world. And then Jaylen Brown is basically averaging 29, 7, and 5 on the 2 seed in the East without Jason Tatum. He's been spectacular. And I've always really liked the who's actually better, Tatum or Jaylen Brown argument, because Jaylen Brown got finals MVP and then Tatum wasn't involved with Team USA. So I think that's a fun debate that is still going to exist there in Boston. But as we go to the second row here for the eye test, the odds-on favorite SGA comes in on the second row along with Cade Cunningham. SGA's case is very simple. He's the best player on the best team. It is very similar to last year's case, except last year's team lapped the field.
Yeah.
They have the best record in the league, but they got 42 wins. Detroit has 40.
Yeah.
They're up 4 games on Denver in terms of in the win column right now. So he's the best player on the best team, the second leading scorer in the league. He's an amazing basketball player, but it's not as overwhelming relative to the competition. And Cade Cunningham, man, him and Joker are the only 2 players that are averaging 9 assists a game.
Talk about it.
Only 2. Him and Joker. Now, he's second to Joker, who leads the league, but he's doing it in addition to averaging 25 a night, and he's the 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. So, best player on the best seed in the East, who is responsible for carrying the scoring load and the playmaking load, he's a massively incredible talent. But at number 1, and again, this is the first half MVP at the All-Star break, it's the Joker. He is doing what he always does, which is average a triple-double. He leads the league in assists, he leads the league in rebounding, and he's 4th in scoring. But last year, even though he averaged a triple-double, I said I would have given the MVP if I had a vote, and I should, to SGA, because SGA's team, I think, had finished with 19 more wins than the Nuggets. This year, he's only got 4 fewer wins. So that, to me, makes it more of an individual thing than a team thing. And I will give Joker the first half MVP at this point. Gentlemen? Greg, I'll start with you. Do you see the league as clearly as I do?
I mean, I see it pretty clear.
All right.
I'm going to go to the bottom. What Jaylen Brown has been able to do, I would raise him up. And again, this is being very nuanced.
We're nitpicking here, no doubt.
Super nitpicky. But there was no one picking this Boston Celtics team to be where they are in the Eastern Conference right now with no Jason Tatum. Second in the Eastern Conference, Jaylen Brown is a two-way player. You get it on both ends of the court. The production offensively has been lights out. He's shooting great from the field. Like, this team thrives off of his energy and his output. They've been getting every ounce of it and needing it all. Offensively, they've been better this year than they even were last year with all the weapons that they had. Like, Jaylen Brown has been fantastic for this team. You know I'm a K guy, and for me to be talking about Jaylen Brown,
yeah, fair.
It's warranted.
If we can throw the eye chart back up real quick, because unlike the Mountain, the eye test is left to right. We don't cop out here.
Okay.
So Jaylen Brown's in my fourth position.
Okay.
All right, he's in my fourth position.
see what you did
I
there.
like that.
So I'm just letting you know. I see
That's good to know.
I see the league left. So
That's
that would
good
be
to know.
Joker 1, SGA 2, Cade 3, Jaylen Brown 4, Wemby 5, Lucas 6 in terms of how I am seeing the league. So I'm with you. It's very, very close in terms of Jaylen Brown being moved up. Mr. Willie?
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. You may not like this, but I'm going to take Wemby and I'm going to bump him up to number 1. Like, you got to understand.
I mean, listen, he's 22 years old.
Listen, availability matters. SGA's missed time with a domino strain. Joker's been in and out. He's missed 16 games because of the knee. You talking about who's been consistent, and that's Wemby defensively, averaging 24 points a game, 11 boards. He's the face of the franchise and the future face of this league. And when you talk about him going to the playoffs with the Spurs, they are ahead of schedule. And he's a legit threat come in the playoffs. Like, He's a problem for everybody in the West. So you're talking about MVP? I don't see how you look no further than Wembanyama.
I mean, he's played in 40 games. SGA's played in 49. So SGA has been there with the availability.
Yeah.
Best defensive player in the sport by far is an argument that I concede. You know what I mean? Because SGA makes an impact on the defensive end. Jaylen Brown makes an impact on the defensive end. None of them sniff the impact that Wemby did. To me, Wemby is going to win 10 Defensive Player of the Year awards before he's done. But I want to transition this for just a little bit, because I think this next piece of this is very interesting.
Okay.
Which is, so this is what I would do if the award was given out today. But the NBA, in an effort to deal with the load management crisis, a very well-intentioned rule put in order to be on All-NBA, in order to be an MVP, in order to get Defensive Player of the Year postseason award recognition, you have to play a minimum of 65 games. Yeah. And I think that's going to make SGA the winner. And it's why he's the big favorite right now. So I expect SGA to win MVP, because Joker is having a better year than SGA right now, but he had that knee injury. He's missed 16 games. You can only miss 17 to hit that threat, right? 82 minus 17 games missed is 65. He's missed 16.
I trust you. Know my math is shaky. So
no, I know, but I got you right here. We can just carry the one for you.
Just being honest.
Yeah, but SGA, barring an injury, is going to play 65 games and qualify. Now listen, maybe Joker plays every game the rest of the way, or only misses one, and so maybe he does. But for a big man who has dealt with injuries this year, who doesn't, frankly, seem to care that much about awards,
yeah, he cares more about his horses than awards.
Right, he cares about hooping, he cares about basketball, but I don't know that he is going to be if the coach says, hey, it's your third game in 4 nights, we'd like to sit you. Maybe they do a ceremonial thing and he plays for a few minutes, but he's going to try to be fresh for the championship. So I actually do expect SGA to pull away with this. And then I think future headline, take on top of a take, they're going to address the 65-game minimum in the offseason, because Joker's averaging a triple-double again.
You kind of have to address it when you have a player he didn't miss time because of load management.
Exactly.
It's a significant injury.
Right.
That
he had a knee sprain.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
It's I can't play, guys. So, I mean, to be penalized for that is, I think you do definitely have to address that. But
it's an interesting, what do you do? Is it a commissioner exemption? Where you're well, the 65-game thing matters for load management, but if it's a one-time injury,
I think you treat it case by case. I think that's fair.
So he said, hey, Joker plays 62 games, but he missed 15 of them with one injury, he's eligible, and
Yeah,
the
because
commissioner just decides, I'd be fine with it.
But like you said, because his production's high, right? Like his
production's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So at this point, if you're the commissioner, you understand that you have the Joker and you have the Denver Nuggets who are winning, right, with him and without him. But nevertheless, you still look at this situation. You say, listen, for everybody moving forward, doesn't matter what you look like. It's about how you're showing up. So from a production standpoint, if your production's high, you got to go and exempt the rules.
It's a lot of power for the commissioner, but I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Because it's just judgment.
Yeah.
Judgment call.
Yeah.
Are you resting because of rest and cheating our paying customers, or are you resting because of a legitimate injury? If it's a legitimate injury, you can still be
He's not
eligible.
questioning his character either, right? Like he's not a guy who's
No, Joker plays.
Yeah.
The SGA plays. But so it's gonna really impact awards season right now if Joker misses any more time. What are you smirking?
I'm smiling because Cade, we on deck, man. We on deck. Don't worry about it.
He's only missed 6 games.
I know. Well,
An injury to SGA, Cade could get in there, man.
I'm even looking down the road.
Oh, wow,
next year.
2028,
Yeah,
2029,
we on deck. We on
MVPs
deck.
in the future. All right. We're planning the futures for all sorts of different players today, and Tua has a complicated one. I'll be honest. We'll discuss. Thanks for hanging out with us on the OT. So the Miami Dolphins are in a very interesting spot, a crossroads, if you will. They have committed huge money to a quarterback that most people do not believe you can count on to play consistently at this point in Tua. And that has obviously big expectations, but they also are coming off of releasing Bradley Chubb and Tyreek Hill. They have a first-year general manager. They have a first-year head coach. So what do you do? Do you keep Tua or not? Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk wrote earlier today, some wonder whether the Dolphins will take the full $99.2 million cap charge for Tua this year. Basically, Tua's not going to be with the Dolphins. If they release him and they designate it as a post-June 1 cut, you can spread out that $99.2 million on this year's cap and next year's cap to try to ease the burden a little bit. But you could just say, we'll eat it all this year and basically tank. So there's the Dolphin side of it and the Tua side of it. But I'm curious what you think of Tua's future in the NFL. What does it look like to you?
Well, I can definitely see him playing for another outfit. I just when that comes out, I just think what do the Dolphins have to replace him? Are you turning now to
Quinn Ewers?
Are you turning now to Zach Wilson? I understand how bad he did play this season, but I also think I just don't understand where you pivot.
So I'm going to answer you.
Okay.
And you just have to, for the sake of the exercise,
Okay.
turn off your Steelers brain for a second.
Okay.
Can you do it?
Please, go ahead.
Nope.
I'm sorry. Okay.
No.
Well,
Go ahead. Go.
this is what tanking in the NFL looks like. If they choose, the cap is, just for the sake of math, let's make it easy. Let's call the cap $300 million. If they choose to take a cap charge of, we'll call it's 99, round it,
100.
100.
Yeah.
If they choose to release Tua and take 33% of their cap on a quarterback that they're not playing, and they released Bradley Chubb, and they released Tyreek Hill, they are trying to lose. Now, they will not say that to their fans. Their players will try to win. Their coach, Jeff Hafley, will try to win. Jeff Hafley will try to instill a culture. But they will try, the organization will be trying to lose. That's what the Dolphins would be doing.
And
I know you hate it.
And so just to lay it all out there,
Burns my heart to
they're
hear
pretty
that.
much halfway there. They've already released Tyreek.
Yeah.
They've already released Bradley Chubb. They're basically already saying what you just laid out. Tua's the next one.
But if they spread the cap out, it makes me do at least think that they're going to try to do some things for this year. And so I would strongly advise them to do that.
To eat it all.
Yeah, man. Look, you've got the 11th pick in the draft. That's not enough to solve it. If you can, trade down even for more picks. Get the number 1 pick in 2027. And then have all of this cap hit off your books. You've got a GM who's got job security, his first year. You got a coach who's got job security. It's his first year. If there's any organization in the league that can do it, it's the Miami Dolphins.
Well, I'll say this. It's hard.
I appreciate it.
It's hard because I think, listen, I look at him and Mike McDaniel's situation, it went sour. Him and Tyreek Hill went sour. It's hard. I'm willing to have grace and say, hey, with Jeff Hafley and maybe a reconstructed offense, there's a place where you can survive and the Dolphins don't have to take a major blow in eating that cap. You already know the team is deficient, but losing somebody who's been a part of that system, who some guys in the locker room do like, by the way. Right?
I'm sure he's a great guy.
It's not like he's a total toxic, like he's bad. The fact is he throws it to the opposition all the time. If there's some way that you can kind of tone down the turnovers and play and get them in the offense where a lot is not put on his shoulders, you can survive a year. And then go into next year's draft and go get your quarterback.
So the issue is with Tua, you're restricted, number one, as a player because of his medical history. You know you can't get anything outside of the pocket in terms of extended plays. You're not going to get that. You have to be an on-time, on-schedule team every single snap. That is challenging to do. And so when you look at that and you look at the lack of production, you talk about the turnovers and you start to turn the ball over. Like, I know you want to get something for him, which is the ideal situation. But I don't know if there's any team.
I don't think there is.
I don't know if there's any team that says, you know what, we'll take that off your hands.
No chance. No chance.
So I don't know what they do.
But so let's do the Tua side of it. So we agree. I mean, you just seem to think that there's still a possibility, but let's put the Miami piece aside for a second. We just talked about it. I don't think Tua has a chance to go to an NFL team where he is the starting quarterback by like birthright. Like his best case scenario.
Like Kyler, you're saying. Like Kyler can step in and you can see him being QB1.
Yeah, I think if he goes to the Jets, he starts.
Right.
But like to me, the best that Tua realistically can hope for is he gets released, Kyler chooses a place to start, and Tua
goes out to Arizona.
Goes to Minnesota. No, goes to Minnesota. Competes. I don't. Am I crazy? Is there a team that is ready to say, week one, unchallenged, Tua, you're our guy, and we're counting on you to lead our team, like a team with real aspirations? Like, if he goes out and beats out J.J. McCarthy, fine, then he beat him out, and that was what you could do. But, like, I can't see a team turning over the franchise to Tua without competition. I can't.
Listen, I don't know. I think there's a couple teams that he could land on. Like, I think even with the opportunity of having Mendoza, the Raiders, like he can land on the Raiders. I can see the Raiders picking him up.
Like and being a bridge to Mendoza.
Right,
but that's under what I'm talking about. Because that you are in competition and you are not the long-term starter.
Right. Well, I think there's going to be competition anywhere. But my point is, what team gives them the best opportunity to start? And I think if you look at the Raiders, I think if you even take a look, you talked about the Minnesota Vikings, I would even take a look at the Colts. Like there's teams where I say like, hey man, you just need him to be the bridge for a little bit. He may not be your end-all, be-all, but there's some teams that need a stopgap quarterback.
Yeah, I know. Tua will be on an NFL roster this year, but I just think you mentioned Arizona, maybe, but new coaching staff. I can't see it. I can't see him being committed to by an NFL. I can't see it.
The Minnesota situation is very intriguing for any quarterback that believes that they can outcompete or win the job over J.J. McCarthy, because even if you don't, his start to his career has been so injury-riddled to where you feel like, man, I'm going to have a chance to play, whether that's because he underperforms or he suffers injury. Now, I'm not hoping that he gets hurt, but that has to be, if I'm Tua, if I'm Kyler, if I'm one of these guys
a path to play.
Yeah, a path to play, but also to improve as a quarterback because of who I have in the room teaching me.
I feel you.
If we're talking about teaching, then I would find my way to LA, get to McVay, and sit behind Stafford, who you know at the end of the day is possibly out of here in a year or two. You live underneath that shadow, and then you have an opportunity. If you've turned things around from an execution standpoint, you say, hey, I got my quarterback, and you have an opportunity to go draft one.
Will he grow?
Yeah.
No. I was
not physically.
I was being a smart out. I mean, he admitted that he can't see over the lineman. He doesn't have a strong arm. He's got a concussion history. I can't see a team trusting that he's going to be their guy for 17 games. I can't see it.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.